Greetings, I'm Chappers.
And I'm Steven Seagal.
And it's the first day back and the second day of the show, and we're already destroyed and Lee can't barely talk.
So, we are on the Marshall booth, a special early appointment sneak preview here, because after probably, 2-3 years of anticipation, Marshall are finally releasing the long-awaited new Marshall Code amplifier.
Yeah.
Which firmly now puts them right at the top of, what you would consider to be that kind of modelling amp market. So MG, been around for years and years and years, completely solid state. About the cleverest thing they've done on that is stick a chorus pedal on it in the last 10 years.
But that's staying there, isn't it? That's not being replaced.
MG is staying.
Alongside MG.
So Code, and we're going to get a couple of the Marshall guys to come in and plug them in and give you a quick whiz through. Code is now going to be a guitar amplifier with preamp models, power amp models, effects loop, stomp models that are positioned in front of the preamp.
Valves.
No valves.
I mean valve
pretend things,
yeah.
Yes.
Ghost valves.
Ghost valves. Full Bluetooth so that you can stream your music into it. Bluetooth app so that you can change stuff on the fly. Cabinet emulation. I mean, kind of like just about everything that you could possibly want.
If you press the central 0, it transforms into a JCM 800. Thankfully, despite the fact that it's day one, my left hand already hurts from the small amount of playing I managed to do yesterday, the fact that Lee can barely talk, we've got brilliant people here to help us out.
We do indeed.
Steve, and plays great guitar,
and David,
we've got David,
who knows
great things.
So we're going to hand you over to them whilst they take you through the new Marshall Code series.
Okay, so this is the Code 50, which I'm plugged into. As you can see, Dave's leaning on the 25 over there, and we've got the 100s outside, which you'll see in a minute. So I'll talk about the amp itself first. The layout is pretty straightforward. You've got your traditional, your bass, middle, treble, all that sort of stuff with the standard rotary knobs, okay? But we also have a very neatly laid out signal path, basically. So you have your pre-effects, then followed by your preamp type, your modulation effects, delays, then reverbs, then the power amp types, and then the cabinets. So you can basically mix and match as many combinations as you like. What we're going to do is actually show you on the app, and it's a little bit more easy to see what's going on the screen than it is on the amplifier. But I do want to point out everything you can do on the amplifier, you can do on the unit itself. You don't have to have the app. You don't miss out on anything if you don't download it. You can still access everything in the unit itself. When you open the app up and when you connect it with the Bluetooth, which is all wireless, you get this screen, which is basically showing me the preset that I'm on. So I'm on Plexi Classic at the moment, and it's showing me the controls and what they're set to. Okay, so if you want to edit on the app, Dave will just show you that you literally just put your finger on there and drag up and down to edit. And what's pretty cool is if I actually start moving the knobs on the amp, they actually work in real time with the app too. And what it's just showing me there, the current setting that I've just changed it to and what it was previously there. Okay, if we then slide out, I don't know, the library next, it gives me the option then to change the preset I'm on. So these come with 100 presets loaded into the unit. So literally you can have 100 of your own sounds because you can store and edit over any one of those presets. And what's pretty cool is if you do start creating presets, you can save them into the app without storing them on the amp. So you can keep the original presets and have your own library on the app itself.
That phone was Lee Andertons.
So I know normally people get bollocked when that happens, so I'll just go and bollock myself somewhere.
So this one is Plexi Classic. If we just slide out amp very quickly, the preamp is a Plexi, the power amp is a classic Marshall 100, so you're hearing EL34s, and the cabinet is a 1960X. As I'm playing, I'll try not to play too many cliche riffs on this particular tone. Dave's just going to flick through a couple of the different cabinet types so you can hear the difference. So we're starting on the 4x12 with greenbacks. I think then we'll go to the 1x12 and then a 2x12. Okay. So you can hear there's a nice difference there between the cabinets. You know, it actually works. There's a huge difference between all of them as well. We haven't got time to show you all the cabinet types in there, but they're all pretty authentic. So what I'm going to do now is we'll go to another preset, another iconic guitar tone. We've got American Clean now. So let's listen to that first. So that's the American Clean. At this point, I'll just show you the effects section on the app, sorry. So, as we can see there, the ones that are in red are the ones we're actually using, and the grey ones are bypassed. So, we're not using any pedal type effects at the front. There's no modulation, we just got the delay and the reverb active. So if we want to edit one of those, we'll hit delay. Okay, it's showing me the options with the different delay types I can have. Okay, so we're using the studio at the moment. If you want to edit something like the delay time, same method, we drag up and down on the app. But if you want a specific delay time, you can hold your finger over it and actually type the value in manually. Or you can use the tap tempo on the screen of your device. Okay, so that's American Clean. We'll just go for something a little different. We'll go for the next one, which is Concert Hall. Okay, this one's a JCM 800. Effects-wise, in the front of this, we're using the Marshall Distortion Governor pedal, basically. So it's that iconic 80s sort of lead tone on this one, with I think some delay again. So. So that's that one. Something a little different, just so you can hear the difference with some of the presets. We got pull the library up. Sorry. There's a metal one somewhere, Metal Edge. We'll try that one out. There we go. Just to show you the contrast and the different distortion sounds, you know, you can get pretty much anything you want out of this. At this point, I'm just going to go back to one of the sounds we used earlier, which was the classic Plexi. I just want to show you the responsiveness of the amp itself. So for a digital amp, this is pretty realistic in feel as you're playing and how it reacts to the guitar. So if I just bang out those chords again, what I'm going to do is lower the volume on the actual guitar itself, just so you can hear how it cleans up. That. Next, I think we'll look at the playback. Okay, so this feature is on the app, and basically any songs you've got in your library on your device, you can play through your amplifier, you can play along to your favourite tracks. What's really cool is it's actually got a slow downer built in, so if you want to slow the track down by altering the pitch, you can do that. So if you're learning a particular phrase and you can't quite get it, you can slow it down. Or if you're just having a bad day and you want to play slowly, then you can.
That sounds great. I got some questions for you this time.
Okay.
Since you can obviously marry independent replicas of preamps and power amps, are there any really interesting marriages you could make? Like things that you'd never normally think of, like a little tiny 5-watt kind of iconic Marshall amplifier of your preamp section mixed with a huge power amp section?
Okay, yeah, I mean basically if we go to the amp section, we go to preamp. Okay, we've got all the different options there. Okay, so we could, obviously there's a lot of options there, okay? If we go to something like, keep scrolling around Dave, sorry. That's it. We can have like the American, that's it, American Overdrive, okay? So that's kind of your high gain American sound stuff. But on the power amp section, we can go for a vintage Marshall 30 bar or a British Class A.
Nice, yeah, nice.
And then cabinet wise, you could have that going into a 1x12.
Do that. This is what I want to hear.
This could sound interesting.
This is the creativity that I like about this kind of product, because it means you can come up with ideas and sounds that people would never be able to do in a studio.
Yeah.
Or if they did, it would take a while to do.
Yeah. So that's obviously
Sounds a lot like Steve Vai.
Yeah. The EQ on that obviously sounds. Actually, it sounds okay. Nothing too bad about it, but obviously the EQ is set to the previous settings, so obviously.
And what's your favourite setting for just all hell loose, crazy lead playing shred stuff?
Okay. It's probably either the console hall, which was the JCM 800, which is basically with the governor pedal up front and lots of delay. So if you're feeling delicate, it still sounds really cool. Which we heard earlier. The JVM setting is pretty convincing. Actually. So JVM drive. That's kind of nice. It tracks pretty well as well.
That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
But yeah, the options are.
So lots and lots of flexibility, some creativity to be poured out of the bedroom via your phone as well.
Definitely.
Sounds like an interesting new brave direction for Marshall to go.
What's kind of nice about it as well, even if you're not plugged into an amp, you can sit there making presets, which I've been doing in the hotel room without a unit.
Now do it. Lee, what do you think? Thoughts?
I think it's amazing. It's. I know it's quite interesting because I know Marshall have been working with a third-party company called Softtube, who've got a real heritage.
Oh, he dropped the mic and walked away with that.
Yeah, they built heritage in kind of developing plugins for UAD and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, that's right.
And again, I know that the kind of the first collaboration I think they had with the Softtube guys was the JMD range, wasn't it? So this is definitely this is absolutely kind of £1,000 technology kind of eventually filtering down to a place where I think it's arguably probably more accepted, that kind of technology down in this sort of price bracket. But I really like it. Visually,
it looks cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think where most amp brands I think get modelling amps kind of wrong is when the amp looks too sci-fi. Whereas what Marshall have kind of done is they've married that sort of quite, I wouldn't say vintage look, but quite sort of traditional Marshall look, and but the panel looks easy to use as well. And the pricing, I'm really surprised. I thought you were going to tell us the stuff was much more expensive.
Yeah, no, it's really reasonable. And compared to like the JMD and stuff, I think you'll have quite a lot of fun with this because the options are more flexible.
I tell you, what is nice? I always thought on JMD it was very, what's the right word? Marshall will kind of like refuse to accept that any other brand existed, didn't they? It was like, here's our modelling amplifier, but it just does 57 different versions of Marshall.
Yeah, it was really nice to hear Nick Bocock specifically say, we have some tones like, for example, Boogie have great sound, but there are different kind of vibes of Marshall.
So it's nice, I think, for Marshall to sort of finally accept that, there were other brands that made good sounding amplifiers, or there are other brands.
What I noticed, just from a player's point of view, is that when you're holding a note, it's turning into, it's recognising and using tube technologies to realise it should start turning to feedback and sustain notes, and that feels nice as a player. loving the way you sound vocally as well.
Yeah, I'm the huskiest,
He's got
sexiest
himself a
sounding man
blues
in Los
voice.
Angeles.
Blues voice time.
Yeah. Right, let's go in the light. Can you see the light? And
We should finish the video here.
I agree.
The outside bits. You've been Lee.
So you've been Rob.
have.
He's been Steve. He's been Dave.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for this. Do you know what?
Very much.
How long have we been saying, if only Marshall
Yeah, I
would
know.
just come out with something? It's like, we've finally done it. So beware, all you other modelling amp brand manufacturers, because I think you're about to get your ass whooped. This sounds good.
Chappers in.
Captain